Hello, I am live. Um, as you all are coming in, let me know how my internet connection is doing because I'm seeing some slow delay. So if you're new to my channel, right, or my live streams, I am known in the credit world as the Queen of Credit because of the results that I get people to revision, restore, rebuild, right, their credit, right. Um, I make Let me make sure this connection. I make good credit great and bad credit good, right? Let me check my Wi-Fi connections. Said I'm all right. We got a new person in. Let me put my timer on. I think I've already expired a minute. A new person on. Jesus from the Philippines, aka California. Thanks for tuning in, Jesus. Let me share this screen. Let me know if the internet is going well. So as you come in, make sure you just say hello and or drop your city and state, right? Try Queen of Crib on screen. Okay, just some new features that I'm looking at as I do this. I think I like that option better, right? Looking at some new upgrades. I'm gonna put the smile, the clock, uh, the small section. I think I like that layout better. All right, so wonderful. Greetings as we have 3 minutes and 50 seconds and counting from Fort Hood, Texas. Hello to you, Kenneth. Thank you for entering or coming into the Credit and Cash Flow Room. Hello, Ramsey Brown. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, Patrick, you say the same comment every time. Ash, my beautiful. What is Ash? I guess I need to ask that. ASHE. Spiritual deaf sister, you are doing a wonderful job. I love your podcast yesterday. Thank you so much for those beautiful, kind words. Oh, okay. Ramsey, DC. Okay, DC is in the house. Savannah, Georgia is in the house. Texas, another Texan is in the Credit and Cash Flow Room. And let me get this set up as we have 2 minutes of the 5 minutes of fame countdown going on. Let me get my phone connected as well. I also want to do another live stream on Black dollars. Stream on Black. Okay, got the echo out the way. Black dollars matter, right? Black lives matter, and how Black dollars will impact and get some more respect to Black lives, right? King James, hello to you. Love that name. Hello to you as well. We have Jersey in. Hello, Jersey. Nyla from Miami, Florida. Miami-Dade, Florida. The 305 is in the house, right? Someone on Periscope said BGS Restaurant, Cinemark, and Money Stacks. Okay, I don't really know what that means. This topic for this live stream is a millennial millionaire, right? With 15 credit cards shares the one time he will not open another one. So it's 1 minute and counting. I saw that article, wanted to share that with you all, right? Because we always hear about the evils. And it seems like I have an internet delay or a jet lag going on with my internet, right? Um, so let me make sure that my connection, we got Maryland in, and I'm sorry, Richmond, Virginia. Hello from Richmond, I'm sorry, California. Richmond, California, as 45 seconds is counting. But we always hear about the negatives of credit cards, right? Very seldom do you connect credit cards with millionaires, thousandaires, right? For some reason, it's been a widely misconcept and miscommunication that rich and wealthy people do not use credit and or credit cards. So I have 10 seconds. My time is up. So let me get my shout outs. Nashville is in the credit and cash flow room. 3, 2, and time. So thank you all. It's a pretty loud timer, right? Pretty loud little timer. So thank you all for coming in. You got your 5 minutes of fame, and I was able to give you a little one-on-one. So let me go to the comments. Patrick says, Ash means peace and love. And is it Kemetic science? Kemetic science. We are the original Egyptian people. You need to do a podcast on the okay, I need to put my glasses on. Ancient Kemet. Ancient Kemet economic system. Is that Kemet? Okay, Ke. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Peace and love. Okay. Jesus says, Queen, did you hear Capital One started cutting credit limits? Not good when subprime market about to implode. I do educate and inform people all the time that companies have businesses, banks have the rights to cut your credit limit, right? Most credit limits are cut because the card has little use or little activity, right? And so that's why I inform people to use your credit cards, be a great customer, and pay them off in full. Let me make sure. Pay them off in full every month, right? And so that's why I educate people on that topic. But let me go in my private Facebook group and see if there's anyone discussing any shortage from Capital One. But let me and so I will pull it up. Internet seems to be a little slow as I share this article with you all. Okay, I'm just looking at the recent updates in the credit group, and I don't see anyone. But I'll look for Capital One. But let me get into that topic. I was looking for what Jesus mentioned about Capital One. So I will look at that at the end. Some more 5 minutes of fame. Louisiana, get you all in. And Atlanta, right? In Atlanta. Louisiana and Atlanta. Definitely get you all in. So let's share the screen. I might have to switch this back over to, yeah, all right. Getting a little better at this. A millennial millionaire. A millennial millionaire with 15 credit cards. Have you ever had anyone to educate you or show you a millionaire with that many credit cards, right? 90%, probably higher than that, 98%, the information you get about credit cards um, is not connected to any rich and are wealthy. So I'm glad the millennials are getting a new mindset, right? And a new financial, not new financial education, but real financial education about how credit cards can help you become richer, right? So Todd Baldwin is a credit card optimizer who abides and by this steadfast rule. Here's when to avoid applying for a new credit card. At 28 years old, Todd Baldwin is a self-made millennial millionaire thanks to his investment in real estate. But along with his 6 rental properties, isn't it, great? I don't know how big these rental properties are. They probably are multi-unit, I'm sure, right? Rental properties. But, it just took 6 that's worth over $4 million. He currently pays mortgages on. Baldwin likes his plastic. Finally, an article. I was so excited to find this article of a millionaire who says, I love my credit cards, right? Today, the avid credit card user has 15 cards in his name, right? 15 cards in his name. He says, goes on to say that credit cards come in handy for him, Baldwin, when he knows he has a big expense coming up, such as furnishing one of his properties to list on the Airbnb or making a repair on his car. Listen at this. I just fell in love with this article. A paid off 2009 Ford Focus, which he shares with his wife. Now, I have a 2010 BMW, right? And I'm going on record to tell you that I will never buy another vehicle again, right? I'll be 42 years of age or young next month, and I will never buy another vehicle again. So what do I mean by that? All of my vehicles will be leased, and I will use them in the umbrella of my home-based business for the business tax deductions, right? I'm not going to put any of my cash into a depreciating asset, right? Now, that strategy works for me because I already own 3 vehicles. So I'm not going to own or buy a 4th one. And what I mean by that is own means I don't have any notes, right? Paid off, paid in full, right? So I would never, ever buy, even, the interest rate to purchase as well as lease is like ridiculously low, crazy low right now, 1.9%. But I will always lease going forward. Now, would I lease if I didn't have the vehicles I own outright? Um, I don't know. Probably not, because even with the vehicles that I own outright, meaning no note, I never purchase brand new, ever, right? I learned that from studying what millionaires do, right? Uh, 5 Secrets That a Millionaire Taught Me was a great book that I read, but I've read other books, and they always buy pre-owned, right? Even if they get the high market vehicles, Maseratis, Porsche, Rolls Royce, right? They are used in their business, so for tax purposes, and usually they're under leasing agreements as well, right? So unless they're vintage cars, then they usually own those outright, right? Thank you so much, Lee. Appreciate that. Ramsey is talking about the stock market and digital credit. Um, We may get into that later on, but for right now, I'm going to stay on topic. So let me finish reading this article or sharing this article with you all. So it goes on to state that his 2009 Ford Focus he shares with his wife. Since he is making the expense anyways, he figures he might as well earn some. That's what I've been telling people about credit card. If you have the expenses anyway, why not earn some rewards for it? If you have to buy groceries anyway, if you have to maintenance your vehicles anyway, right? If you have to pay bills anyway, why not get some rewards for it versus using a debit card, which you get no rewards for using your debit card when you can simply use your credit card like a debit card and get rewards for it, because that also helps to fight inflation. What is inflation? Increasing prices of your everyday goods and services, right? $1 today does not buy what $1 yesterday bought, right? Or the previous year bought, or 5 years or 10 years, right? So $1 today does not buy you what $1 purchased in time past. So in order to help fight inflation, one of the ways is to get cash back, rewards credit cards. Because now when you make those purchases, right, if you have 1.5 or 2% cash back and inflation and the price has increased from 2 to 3%, then you are paying even, right, for the product because you have a cash back rewards card. Okay, so let's continue reading. Baldwin usually opens up a new credit card every 6 months. So that's a gem that I'm dropping in. If you want a strategic way to apply for new credit, then do it on a 6 month rotation, which means you should on average apply for 2 credit cards annually or yearly. I have a lot of people who want inquiries removed from their credit report because they over apply for credit card, and that drastically drops your credit scores, right? But I look for new account bonuses, right? Airline miles, which may not be a big thing right now. You know, we have American Airlines and Delta, they're laying off thousands. But he specifically says cash back. He tells CNBC, I currently have enough miles to travel to Europe completely for free. And this is why I would always tell the middle class, right? I learned this from my coworker as well, who has a perfect or had a perfect 850 credit score. He and his family, right? Always, exactly, you're right. Always take a family vacation to Disney, and they use their credit card like debit cards all year to pay. He said anything that they can pay for on their credit card, they pay. The only thing that he hadn't figured out to that point was how he could pay his mortgage, right? But everything that he and his wife could pay with their credit cards, they did. And every year they use those points to get a free vacation to Disney. Now they have 3 children, a family of 3 children. So look at the expense, and look at the reversal of strategy, right? That's why I changed my backdrop, even though it had some little lines in it. I put the dollars and the checker signs in my backdrop today, because this is chess, not checkers, right? You can do 1 or 2 things. You can use a credit card to get in debt to vacation, or you can use a credit card for your everyday purchases of essential bills and items, and it will pay for your vacation. That's why having And knowing the strategies of a good credit is always a high financial move that you need to make. You should know credit strategies to build wealth, right? And that's what my book is going to, whenever I get an opportunity to start writing, is going to explain, educate, right? And expose. Explain, educate, and expose credit strategies that will make you richer. And I'm not talking about spiritual richer. I'm talking about financial richer, especially when it comes to the purchasing of assets as well, right? And one of the most rich experiences I think anyone can have in life is to travel the world, right? And if you use credit cards the right way, you can do that and have little or no out-of-pocket expenses. So Lee says, no problem for the typos, Lee. I own a transport business and I use my credit cards, fuel every truck. You're right. Rack up points like crazy. Like crazy, no problem, Lee. Ramsey says, connect your checking account to a line of credit. Any overdrafts will be picked up by the line of credit. That is so true, Ramsey. And Ramsey, I think when you use, people don't know, some people don't know, I say it that way, that when he's speaking of a line of credit, it's a credit card. That's all a credit is a tool, it's an asset, it's a credit card. So simply put, connecting your bank account to your credit card, right? Meaning that you can pay, you can receive, and also transfer money directly out of the bank account onto the credit card by submitting a payment, right? Or receiving any funds from it. So for the people that don't know. So back to the article. Again, get in the habit of applying for credit cards every 6 months, meaning only 2 a year. That will help you keep and maintain high credit score. Borrowing sticks to the recommended timeline to open the credit cards, right? Which I said roughly every 6 months, twice a year. Now, how applying for credit cards lowers your score, right? Because of the immediate impact on his 3-digit credit score, Bauman doesn't risk applying for credit within a few months before he is trying to get approved to buy a new property, right? If I think I'll be applying for a new property in 90 days, I want to apply for a new credit cards or new credit, period, right? The guideline pertains to any type of borrower, not just credit card optimizers like Bauman. Applying for new credit, whether it be credit card or a car loan, temporarily dings your credit score for a few points. This video is dropping a lot of jewels about using credit cards to become financially richer, right? Applying for new credit, whether it be a credit card or a car loan, temporarily is 2 years, right? So that's a long temporarily. Dings your credit score for a few points because it results as a hard inquiry on your credit report. When a credit card user or lender pulls your credit report from one of the 3 main credit agencies, Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, to see how credit worthy you are, this is called a hard inquiry or hard pull, right? Regardless if you end up being approved or denied for the credit card or the loan, you still have that hard inquiry on your credit report, right? Now, your score will bounce back, that those hard inquiries do fall off within 2 years, or you can get them disputed because a lot of businesses do not have permissible purposes according to the law to pull your credit report. And so that's another loophole, credit loophole, in order to get hard inquiries deleted or removed from your credit report, right? However, your score, if you use your card responsibly, right, like paying your balances on time and in full, let me say that again, using your card responsibly entails or includes you paying your balances on time or in full every month, right? Let me look at some question. Eric says, is it good for me to pay off my car right now? I always tell people this, Eric, when I had a car note some years ago, I had a decision to make, right? I had two types of debt, right? I had credit card debt, I had a mortgage debt, so that wasn't even in the equation, right? And I had vehicle debt. So I knew that paying off my credit card would give me a higher credit score, right? But then I knew that paying off my vehicle debt will provide me more cash flow, right? Because you only make 2 to 3% of the minimum payment on the balance of your credit card, right? So my monthly payments was very low on my credit card debt, whereas my monthly payment on my vehicle was very high. So I went with the cash flow strategy because at that point, I didn't need any extra points. There was nothing, I was not trying to get approved or get financed for an asset or anything with my credit. And my credit score was already in the high 780s, I think. And so I paid off my vehicle because at that time, I think it was like $550 some car note because I wanted the cash flow, right? Now, paying off your vehicle, many people said when it lowers their credit scores, they're talking about their Vantage scores with Credit Karma. They're not looking at their true FICO scores. FICO, you can go to myfico.com. That's the true scores that the banks and lenders use. Because what people don't understand, did you all know, for example, that with Credit Karma, or any other Mint, any other platform that use Vantage scoring, that your Vantage score can be up to 900 points. Yeah, a Vantage score can go as high as 900 points. So a true FICO score only goes to 850. But the difference is on a Vantage score, it will look at your credit age, right? It use that terminology of credit age. Your FICO score, what the banks and lenders use, will look at your credit or payment history. So that will shorten your payment history because vehicle loans are installment loans, meaning they are set for years or months, a set payment for a set amount of time. And your credit history will be shortened if you pay the loan off early. But if you have been paying on vehicles for months and years up to date, right, then you do still have some history reporting from your vehicle loan. So because I thank you so much, Curtis, for that compliment. It's a good show. So because I wanted the cash flow and my credit score was already high, then I decided to pay off and get debt free, create more cash flow. And then I paid the credit card debts out faster anyway because I'm freeing up $550 a month. See, this is stuff that Dave Ramsey don't teach you all in the debt snowball, right? He just says, let's look at the psychology of paying off debt, and let's start with the smallest account first, right? And then what I dislike, right, about the debt snowball, for example, is that the only option that it gives people to pay off bad debt is to get a second job. And now we're in an economy where there is no second jobs available. So the information is antiquated. So what I do is teach people who are still fortunate enough to still have a paycheck, right, how to get, on average, on the low end, $200, on the high end, up to $800. Some have been thousands of dollars more out of their paycheck legally by implementing a home-based business tool, the paycheck. So we turn the paycheck income now into passive income. And those are the strategies of the rich and wealthy, is they don't give the IRS their hard-earned money. They know the legal tax loopholes to keep more of the money that they make, right? And when I'm saying keep more of the money that they make, I'm not talking about stuffing your money, your cash, the lowest yielding asset that there is. Cash is an asset. It's just the lowest yielding asset at 0.0, was it 8% or 3% that the banks give you, right? Because the dollar is always losing its purchasing power, right? We said we call it the silent income killer. So the concept that I teach and train people to do and educate people is called income shifting, because you have to shift the money you make out of the larger tax bracket, now on the right side of this cash flow quadrant, into a less or lesser tax bracket. So you can really keep more of the money you make, and you can give yourself a paycheck pay raise, right, without going to your boss asking for a raise or overtime, but simply implementing strategies and having a financial education, right? Just ask, is chapter 13 good for not getting repo? I think chapter 7 is. I think it's chapter 7. But yes, bankruptcy within itself, in order to not get a repossession, is a good tool, right? I would just ensure that it's a quality vehicle, right? I'm just looking at some comments. I will make sure it's a quality vehicle, first of all, because you know that bankruptcy, chapter 7 in particular, remains on your credit report, right? If you don't get a credit specialist to help you get it deleted, if it's reporting inaccurately, remains on your credit report for 10 years. So now, what's the value of the car and the quality of the car, right? Would it be worth to put into a bankruptcy? Now, the great thing about that, putting a vehicle in bankruptcy, not only does it prevents or stops repossession, right? But it also, some more gems that I'm dropping or knowledge, it also, whatever the current used vehicle interest rate, if you enter into a bad financing contract, meaning that you had double-digit interest rates with the company, I seen some people at 28%, 20%, it brings that interest rate to the current standards, regardless of your credit score. Current, right, which in short means lower your interest rates, and you refinance at whatever the blue book value at the current time of the car is. So yes, bankruptcy is a great tool, a great asset to use if you have a quality vehicle that's worth putting in a bankruptcy. Monique asked, paying off her car, seeing the lower credit score, and Jesus had a great answer for her. He's absolutely correct. That's because when you pay off an installment loan, it's like you're closing an account. So that's a great answer. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Curtis. He said good information on Vantage Score. Yes, Vantage scores can go up to 900. So you can ask yourself sometimes when people post their Credit Karma scores, why don't you see a 900? If they had a 900 Credit Karma score, then more than likely their true FICO score is at the 800, right? Or maybe even close to a perfect score, which is an 850. Nyla says, from March today, I received 3 credit cards. Okay, let me read this as 3 credit cards and 7,500 SBA loan, Discover Freedom and City. You taught me the game, and I pay all my bills on my credit card beside my mortgages. Oh, wow, Nyla, congratulations. Can you all give Nyla some digital love, whether you're watching this live on the replay? Congratulations, Nyla. Let me see. I'm going to do it from my iPhone because I can put emojis in it, right? I'm not going to type it from my laptop. Put the congratulations and put my emojis in there. Oh, this makes it all worthwhile, right? I'm going to put my money bag emojis, all of that good stuff. Because this is chess. Put the hashtag chess, not checkers. And chess, not checkers. So I did that from my phone. I wanted all my emojis. Ramsey said, I need to tell people about income shifting. Eric, thank you so much. I love this platform. You all just don't know how you make my purpose worthwhile. One of my purposes, which to help free people financially, right? Income shifting. How about this, Ramsey? I'm going to go to the gym when I finish this live stream, right? And when I return, I'm not going to give a time. Just make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to do a presentation on income shifting, and I'm going to have my PowerPoint and all of that ready. How about that, right? Will that work? And that way I can just stay focused on this topic, because I stay on my live streams a lot because I don't really stay focused with the topic. And for some of my people that watch the replay, that kind of annoys them just a little bit, right? So what I'm going to start doing is trying to stay focused on the topic as much as I can, because when you're live streaming, right, people have questions. And so it may not always be on my topic directly, but an indirect question to the topic, or it might be something about credit, right? Jay says, good afternoon, Queen. I love the gems you dropped. Credit score went from 580 to 690 in 4 months. Any advice on boosting it? 4 credit cards, I'm assuming, totaling $1,000, 1% until, okay. And let me drop another gem on you all too. Just know that FICO 10 is here, right? FICO 10 is here. I like my emojis. That's what the iPhone let me do. What do you mean, Queen? FICO 10 is here. And thank you all for the digital love and congratulating Nadia, right? Hey, Sonya. That's my business partner. She's in here in the room. I'm going to show Nyla all of this digital love she's getting. Ramsey said he's been subscribed. Okay. Ramsey said he sneak and watch. Thank you for sneaking and watching me. Thank you so much. Nyla, look at all that digital love, right? And I need to do more on my Instagram. And I used to live stream there. I need to get back to doing it. But let me answer this question. I just want to show Nyla the digital love. Jay said, okay, so FICO 10 is here. And let me show you, let me give you a prime example of how it's here. If you increase your credit card debt by any amount, let me give you an example. Someone purchased $10,000 worth of silver and gold on their credit card, right? But that lowered their credit score by 100 points. Why did that happen? Because FICO 10 is in effect, meaning that, right, and the person had a $25,000 credit limit. It did not max the card out, right? They wanted the assets, $10,000, right? So they purchased the gold and silver, but the credit score took a 100-point dip, right? However, did not bother my client at all. Why? Because I teach people that's the purpose of credit anyway, to get assets, right? You can't be emotional about credit when you're knowing that you're using your credit to invest. Now, if you're using your credit to get liabilities and not assets, then you may have the right to get a little emotional about a low credit score because you're not winning. You're losing, right? You don't have any assets. And, I would love to teach about tangible assets versus intangible assets, right? Because assets, well, let me just say this then. I brought it up. Let's just say it. Tangible assets are real estate. Some examples: real estate, gold, silver, tangible things, touch, see, feel, right? Land, right, et cetera, et cetera. Intangible assets is home-based business, your trademark, your intellectual property, your brand, right? Books, trading, forex, day trading, swing trading, real estate, et cetera, et cetera. So in order to make the most of your intangible assets, then you need to understand how income shifting work. Because as someone commented on my live stream yesterday, I think it was either AR or someone else that was live, I forgot the other gentleman's name, that capital gains, right, is taxed just like a paycheck. So the name of the game is to keep more of the money you make and not get taxed or not pay the IRS first, right? Learn how to pay yourself first. Learn how to pay yourself first. Okay, next comment. What about low credit scores, even after paying all debt off and currently on time? I don't know, Tiffany, that might require credit analysis from me because you could have a very thin credit profile, right? You could have credit cards, but they have a low credit limit. One person, and you all need to give me some digital love. I feel so good after this. You won't believe a big announcement. I will start doing more phone consultations because this happened to me Friday. But however, you're going to have to pre-qualify. This client had already invested the $125 for the credit analysis. And she said, Queen, I understand what you emailed me, but I need to walk this through the phone. So I put up the credit profile. I needed her goals, right? Because your goals depends on what strategy, what move you should make with your credit. So this particular person had a bankruptcy, right? But was in the high 700s credit score. The bankruptcy was about 5 years old. And I told her, I said, well, if you want to build business credit, you need to remove the bankruptcy, right? You will get denied. However, if that's not your goal, right? Maybe you want to purchase a house, maybe you just want to build your personal credit, then the bankruptcy is no longer factoring in into your credit score because it's 5 years old, right? So those things, people need to be dissected. I need to hear your goals, hear what moves you're trying to make. And so for those that have invested in the credit analysis, right, I will be doing more phone conversations if, there's a little something that can't be discussed on the email, right? Also, for my home-based business partners, I will be doing more three-way calls with them to get people to enroll in the listing the business. However, right, because I have Donald on as well. He's my business partner as well. However, if you're my business partner in the home-based business and Sonia's still here, the prerequisite for that is the people that is interested in signing up for the business, they will have to have watched those 3 videos on the website, how to increase your income.com, I think. Let me make sure. I'm sorry, how to shift your income.com. And whoever asked me, Ramsey, you asked me to teach income shifting. This Ramsey, visit this website, watch these 3 videos, how to shift your income.com. Those are going to be the prerequisite for my business people, my business partners. Your interested people will have to have watched these qualifying videos, right, about the power of income shifting and, how to help you lower your taxes, increase your credit score, eliminate your debt. And the third, how to strategize your way to wealth, right? 3 figures a day. And after they watch these 3 videos, they must have read all of these frequently asked questions, because one of the first things I'm going to ask them is, have you watched the 3 videos, right? What did you like most about it? The cash flow expansion or the tax, right, expansion, right? Increasing your cash flow out of your paycheck, increasing or changing or shifting your paycheck into passive income. Did you like that part about it? Or did you like the tax flow expansion part about it? So I'm going to ask them. And I'm going to ask them, did you read the frequently asked questions as well? Like, one of the frequently asked questions is, I am already a business owner. How can MWI Financial help me? So this is the answer. A home-based business expands the tax deductions for most business owners. For example, a brick and mortar business, a nail salon, a barbershop, grocery store, restaurant may not allow you to write off everyday expenses such as your mileage. Another huge deduction for a home-based business will allow is travel, right? For example, the aforementioned business owners may not be allowed to write off travel because it is not deemed reasonable and necessary, right? A qualified QFD is what is called a qualified financial director with MWR can travel to all 50 states, sharing the concept of income shifting, which makes travel expenses tax deductible. You also get in-house tax write-off wherever you reside, a home, apartment, townhouse, condo, that you don't get from a brick and mortar business. And this is me talking, this is not on the script, but you get those tax write-offs, for example, of paying your utilities, a percentage of the square footage of your home, the maintenance, some maintenance write-off deductions, right? Even your investment to start your home-based business is tax deductible, right? So many more. Leasing a vehicle, I discussed that earlier, it's tax deductible. And what brick and mortar business do not allow you to do, I think is the biggest drum roll if you have children or anything, is to pay your children tax deductible up to $12,000, right? $400, right? $12,400. All right, so let me look back at my comments. Okay, if you want to contact me, go to my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Fixmycreditandcash.com. Martin, I think you commented that her credit utilization is high, but from what she put in the comments, she says she's paid off all her debt. So that wouldn't be the case, the issue. A lot of people are saying high utilization. That's not, according to what she typed in, that's not her issue. She said her debts are paid off. So that's not correct. Oh, you mean with the FICO 10, the credit utilization? Well, it was a $25,000 credit card and $10,000 balance. So it's just that the FICO 10, any debt on your credit score now is calculated at a lower risk, meaning it will drop your credit score because of the FICO 10 model. See, under the FICO 8 and FICO 9 model that we were under, you can carry high installment debt, like with student loan, personal loans, vehicle debt, and still have high 800 credit scores. The FICO 10 is not allowing it. If you have high debt, period, right, doesn't have to max out your credit card. This person had 25,000, didn't max out the credit card, right? Then the debt is going to lower your score. This was a 100-point dip, right? 100-point dip. So their credit utilization is about 50%. So if they pay it down 30% or lower, their credit score will improve. But just tell you, that's a big, that's almost like a recent late payment. That was a big, point loss. But the person gained assets. So that's what you should supposed to use your credit for, in my opinion, in the first place. FICO 10 will hurt velocity banking, but however, you got to look at what's the end goal, right? Do you want to free up cash flow, or are you emotionally attached to a credit score, right? Because when you use, and for people don't know, velocity banking is when you use credit cards, which is simple interest, right, against a mortgage loan, which is amortization interest, to pay off any mortgage, possibly within a 5 to 7 year window. And it saves you thousands of dollars in interest. So it will take a dip, right? And that's why it takes a lot of consulting and analysis with people, because if they're saying, like the article that I was reading you from the Millionaire, if he wants to make an investment, right, to buy more rental property or anything, then it's certain things that he won't do with his credit at that time. So if you have someone with a credit score over 780, for example, and they want to tackle their mortgage debt faster, quicker, and save thousands, then it won't matter to them that their credit score will take a temporary dip. But yes, velocity banking concept, well, and not really, because when you carry high credit card debt anyway, under the FICO 8 and 9, you still had a lower score. And do you all know why? Why they do that? Why is your score lower if you have high utilization of credit card debt versus high utilization of installment debt, like vehicles, student loans, etc.? You all know why? I'm gonna give you a chance to answer that. I'm gonna look at the some more comments because I'm behind on my comments. Okay. Okay, Ramsey. Thank you. Said gone to the meeting. Low credit limits reason for scores in 600. All right. I guess I missed the information. I don't know. You ought to say, how do I qualify? What are you trying to qualify for? All right. So you want to know about income shifting? Go to this website, howtoshiftyourincome.com. You need credit help, credit analysis, and more information about the home-based business. Go to my website, fixmycreditandcash.com. All right. Tiffany says the cards I do have, which is 3, I do have small credit limit. The oldest age is 2 years, and I really, yeah. So you might have to, right, Curtis. That was used to be a late payment, right? So this person put 50% utilization on their credit card, took 100-point dip. Tiffany, yeah, I would have to do a credit analysis for you because there are ways to get higher credit card limits, right? So you probably need to get a higher credit card limit. All right, Monique said my son once had a 740. He's 18, 10 accounts reported. We're down 75 points with 5 inquiries, 0 legs. What's the deal? Not applying for credit cards on the next 2 years. What can you do? Keep a strong 740. I don't know. I would have to see his credit profile. Otherwise, I'll just be guessing in here and telling you what he can do. I would have to see his credit profile to really analyze that. And you can get the credit analysis by or go to credit help on my website, fixmycreditandcash.com, and select credit help and go stroll down to credit analysis, and then I can explain it because without seeing the credit report I can't give you a direct or accurate answer to that, right? All right, so I'm logging off. Let me get my workout on. And I think I went away from the article. I didn't finish reading the article, but it says, according to FICO, one credit inquiry on most people's credit report will take less than 5 points off their FICO score. That's a lot of points. Your points matters when it comes to credits, right? Your points matter, right? Are hard inquiries okay to have? The answer is yes. Periodically, the first step in building credit is having credit, right? So the first step in building credit is having credit. So I love this article because people need to understand that. They ask me how to get higher, credit. You got to build it. Even if you get negatives removed, you have to have positives reported. In a lot of cases, right? Just getting negative deleted does not give you good credit because now you have to replace that with positive reporting. So spread out your application for new credit cards so you don't have a bunch of hard inquiries that appear at once. A lot of people make this mistake, especially when they go vehicle shopping and they shotgun a credit report and send it out to a lot of lenders. This may signal to issuers they are living beyond your means, right? You look thirsty, you look desperate, right? When you have a lot of credit inquiries, as well as it lowering your credit score. Like Baldwin, right? He's the millennial millionaire, 28 years old. Don't apply when you know lenders are about to check your credit score to approve you for a new loan. So don't apply for other things or credit cards. If you're trying to get approved for an investment or a vehicle or whatever, right? You want or a house, you want the highest score possible. So just know that FICO is the most accurate credit score. And I see an article in here that I might want to share with you all. Then I'm logging off. 5 reasons why your score may drop, why your credit score may suddenly drop. This may help you. This was July 30th. So you apply for a new credit card, right? I told you they could pull your 5 points or less, or 2 to 3 points sometimes. So hard inquiries is number one. You charge a large purchase on your credit cards, right? Your higher credit utilization, so you want to keep that below 30%. The experts even suggest 10% to get the best credit score, to keep it at 10%, to keep your credit score much higher. You miss the credit card payment, right? A 30-day miss can drop your credit score anywhere from 17 to 37 points. So it can move you from the category of very good or excellent credit, right? And sometimes drop people from 63 to 83 points, right? So you can go from excellence to good in a matter of one missed payment, right? A 90-day payment drops your score even more, from like 113 points to 133 points, right? So, and people ask me all the time questions like, Queen, if I get this late payment removed, right, how much will my score increase? Listen, I can't answer that for you. This is why. Because your credit score, right, is, the higher your score is, the greater the negative effect will be. So everybody's is different for everybody, how that will affect their score, because it depends on what your score is, because everything is percentage based. So like late payments, that makes up 35% of your credit score. So 35% from an 800, right, is what, roughly 200 something points, which it won't be, it'll be in the high 100s. But then you got a 600 credit score, 35% of that is like 180 points or something like. So it all depends on your score. So I can't answer those questions. If I get this charge off a collection removed, how many points will I gain back? Depends on where your score is at that time, right? So everything is percentage based, and it's different for everybody. A collection for one person may add 57 points, right? Collection for somebody else may add 63, because everything is percentage based. All right, the fourth reason why your credit score may drop, if you paid off a loan. Right, we talked about that, paying off installment debts. Paying off something like your car loan can actually cause your score to fall, because it's having one less credit account in your name. That's what Jesus was referring to. It's like a closed account, right? And having a mixture of accounts makes up 10% of your FICO credit score, right? So it shows that you can manage different types of debt. However, I highly suggest, though, if you want the cash flow, do not let this stop you or prevent you from paying off those loans, right? Because being debt-free will help you overall, especially when it's bad debt is money that's coming out of your pocket or bank account and is not bringing you money back in return. And the fifth reason why credit scores are dropping, because people are closing their credit cards. Now, some banks are closing their credit cards, but some people are closing their credit cards as well. Please don't close your oldest, especially your oldest credit card, right? Because it hurts your score, because it lowers the overall credit limit available to you, right? Remember, you want a high limit. Some people, credit limits are not high enough to have a high credit score. And it brings down, or it lowers the overall average age or history of your account. The length of your credit history makes up 15% of your FICO score, right? And so that's why many experts, like myself, recommend that you start building credit at a young age. I'm going to drop another jewel or gem. You can add if you have good credit, right, you can add your children on your credit as authorized users to start building their credit score at as early as an infant, right? Toddler, infant. When I found this information, I added my daughter. She was 16, so when she turned 18, she was already in the 800s credit scores. And this is another reason why I love credit cards and why credit cards can make you richer. You can only do this with credit cards. You can only build your children's credit history by using the credit card strategy, right? So, I think I asked you all the question of why does your credit score lowers when you have high credit card utilization rate? Let me see if you all answer. I didn't see anyone answer anything. Okay, I see some comments. I'm sorry, I was talking. I didn't really read them. Okay, I guess no one knows the answer to that. Heron says to keep you in debt to higher interest rate. I'm glad you answered, but no. So I go ahead and answer so I can go to the gym. The reason why is because of the interest. No. The reason why they want you to pay they give you incentives for keeping low credit card debt, and you will have a higher credit score when you have low credit card debt, because there's no repercussions. There's very little repercussions for people that don't pay credit card, right? I say this all the time. Credit card debt is the easiest debt to eradicate or get rid of, right? You can get rid of through a bankruptcy, right? You can get rid of it by non-payment status for 6 months. It will go into a charge-off status, and some companies or banks just write it off for a company loss because they understand the cash flow quadrant. They don't want to pay high taxes, so it becomes a tax write-off for them. That's the second way credit card debt can be eradicated. And oftentimes, sometimes some banks, now I've seen Bank of America do this, will take people to court, right, for credit cards. They will subpoena you to court for a non-payment of that debt. They won't just tax write it off, right? And so if you are subpoenaing the debt court for non-payment of the debt, oftentimes you can negotiate with the bank to pay a third less than what you owe. Now, it will destroy your banking relationship with them, right? But that's okay, right? Because when you know better, you should do better. And if you lose a banking relationship, once you get your credit rebuilt and restored and repaired, now you got to revision it and you can make other banking relationships. And so what usually happens, for example, when a bank charges off a credit card, they would send you a 1099-C in the mail, or however way they send it, email in the mail, but you will get a 1099-C, which means you're supposed to report that as income, which means, okay, they're saying, you didn't pay me back my money, so I'm gonna make you pay the IRS. And this $10,000 balance that you did not pay is now going to be included in your income. So you will pay it out more percentage-wise by taxes. But I have a great tax specialist on my team. He's in my home-based business as well, my business partner, and he worked with those people in our home-based business that we have together to not, and this is done legally, not have to claim that as income, so you can remain in a lower tax bracket. right? So yes, Andre or Andrew, never close an account. That's your history. So that's why they want to give you the incentive to pay credit card debt, and it will increase your credit score because there's little repercussions or ramifications, right? So they figure that if we lower their score, if they keep this debt unpaid, then that's an incentive to get them to pay off credit card debt, right? So, hey, I'm signing off. I want to go live about how black dollars will stop um, or will add respect to Black Lives Matter. And maybe when I come from the gym, I would do that. But Ramsey asked me about income shifting. So this is what I want you all to do. I'm going to log off, but I want you to put in the comments after I upload this video. If you want me to go live about income shifting, put hashtag income shifting, right? Again today, put hashtag income shifting. Or if you want me to go live again, I think I'm missing some comments. I see somebody saying something. Oh, okay. Monique said she wish she would have knew years ago. One thing about credit, though, you can always rebuild it, revision it, and restore it once it's repaired. It's always an opportunity to do it better the second time around with credit, right? So it's never unless you just don't want to invest. So okay, most people are saying income shifting. So black dollars, uh, respect, black lives. I can do the black dollars, respect for black lives later. I will come back in a couple of hours. I can't give you a time because I don't know how long my workout may be. And I might want to stop and get a smoothie. So I don't want, but I will be live a second time today on income shifting. I'm looking forward to it. And you all make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button as well, right under next to that subscribe button. And so you can know when I am live. I'll see you all in a couple of hours. Have a great day. Oh, I got to say my ending. Here's to your credit and cash flow, your health and your wealth, your peace and prosperity. Queen of Credit.